flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Terry's Mill. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And this video right here is going to be about the ritual and spell the shadow government got everybody up under right now. And this one is straight up out of the Bible, as it being explained as the rape and pillage spell right now. So for the most part, we're being raped mentally. So when you're being spiritually raped, the form that you have as a spirit, I told y'all, you being a god or a goddess, a spirit, you have a form, and I like to call it a spaceship. But many civilizations may have called it light bodies. Other civilizations may have called it chakras. And then now we in this Greek civilization under Rome, where they call it the mind or the minds. But for the most part, your mind or your field of reality, where you have built a whole bunch of things that have became real to you because it have mattered to you. And once something mattered to you, it actually extend and externalize into actual matter that represents into the third dimension as something you can actually physically see as a representation via person, place, or thing, circumstance, or situation. Now, when we start to talk about these forms we have as bodies, these things be getting fucked. So anytime you're in a circumstance or a situation where you like, man, life is fucked up, or I'm in a fucked up circumstance, or why is things this way? 9 times out of 10, your spirit has been led, and where your mind go, your body go. So your spirit have allowed someone else to make up your mind, make a decision, make a conclusion. And then whatever that mind was, that spaceship, that conclusion was, your body went. And then for the most part, once you manifest a circumstance, a situation, being in the right place, right time for that recipe to actually be the outcome, then that lets you know right there that you have been mind fucked. Somebody fucked your mind up. And your mind is your vehicle, your esoteric light body, your God and your goddess body, the vehicle that your spirit is inside of. So for the most part, here's the thing. This is an old esoteric ritual that has slowly but surely manifested into third dimensional things from individuals being lost into physical traits in some way, shape, or form. But when you take that back, I told y'all, the body goes where the mind go, and the mind is created by the spirit. So a spirit have to already be in a certain space for this kind of energy to be expressed. So before we even get to the physical representation of it, here's where we get into the Bible and actually Catholicism and the shadow government and Jesuits and what they're practicing on all of us at the moment, as far as the speculative aspect of it, not just the operative physical aspect of it, but the speculative. I told y'all religion is motherfucker speculative slavery, but the speculative aspect of motherfucker raping is rape and pillaging an individual's mental or spiritual body, their mental form. So their mentality, their men and woman mentality, your sun and moon, your stars. So for the most part, and then they make you not be a star, and they make you be a de-evolved light and not be able to believe in yourselves, these stars, your thoughts and feelings. So for the most part, here's the thing, right? Now, based upon them putting us in a very low vibrational state and things of that nature, right? They're creating a whole bunch of scenarios that appears to be fucked up. So this creates a change, right? So when your mind was secure, or when your feelings was secure, this is you having an Adam or Eve quote-unquote cloth, aka you having forms of wisdom or knowledge or the way of going about something because there's a previous example there via person, place, or thing, or commercial, or previous Masonic magic square they wanted us to go by, and you was able to feel comfortable with going about your day. Now when they take that away from you, right, here's the thing. When you ask a rape victim, right, it's always going to be back to supported by the energy of being felt as used and abused. And anytime you're in a space of feeling used and abused, even if it's not at the maximum percentage level of being physically raped, anytime you was just used and abused on a smaller percentage level, right, you feel the necessary need to obtain protection in some way, shape, or form, whether internally or externally. And right now we're talking about actually physically being raped. When a person was physically raped as a rape victim, they feel used and abused, and they put themselves into a position where they have to feel like, well, they didn't put themselves there, but they feel like they have to be protected in some way, shape, or form. Which, for real, that's some real shit. So when your mind get fucked, right, This is a ritual and spell that they put y'all in so y'all spirits can already be in a certain state of being where you're going to want or need protection. And then once they do that, tear you down to build you up, practicing witchcraft on you, then all they have to do is present a form of protection. But here's the thing, that form of protection that they presented to y'all isn't protection at all. It's actually another form of a virus in some way, shape, or form. And then once you get in that energy, that is the only way they can switch up and change to get y'all on a new plan. Planned Parenthood. Plan B. But we're talking about spiritually going on right now. So we're in a situation where, now I can't dive too much into the details until I get this little Patreon, and get a little bit more entwined and things of that nature with, people I'm interacting with and stuff like that, or individual I'm interacting with, you know what I'm saying? So the business side of things can get more sufficient, and then we start getting other things going where there's going to be other outlets for I can get actually deeper without having to worry about YouTube creating all these kind of blockages and limitations and things of that nature and suffocations when it comes to our motherfucking throat chakra. But other than that, if you're spiritually inclined enough, you're going to get to know what the fuck I'm talking about right now based upon this allegory and this metaphor, based upon what they're actually doing that I can't speak about right now, which is the rape and pillage spell, where they're rape and pillaging your mental body, your spiritual body, which is your mental form. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, once that get raped, you end up thinking and feeling used and abused. So once your men and women feel used and abused, once your masculine and feminine energy feel used and abused, you as a spirit sitting as equilibrium don't know what side to choose, because you're going to be caught on a flux, on a polar shift based upon these extreme energies that they make you think and they make you feel. So it's going to be hard for you to equalize and see yourself within these situations the best way you can, even though you're never going to be able to see yourself trying to center the motherfucker peripheral due to the fact that your spirit is no thing. It's just an individual spirit, which is a solo spirit. But at the same time, you can see all the shapes and forms that you added to a situation once you're looking at the peripheral to center it, to piece out your equilibrium. Now, for the most part, here's the thing. When you can't find any of yourself in you trying to center into seeing yourself in whatever situation you got flunked out in and involved yourself in, based upon what the shadow government is doing right now, then that lets you know that you've been paying attention to something that you was forced to pay attention to, and it's now time for you to see your way out of that in some magnitude. But for the most part, here's the thing. When they mind fuck us, aka everything that we have already been doing as familiar, or what was once normal, they changed it as the new normal now, or something else. That was once the form of protection for our esoteric dicks and pussies, our mental body. They snatched that away from us, right? Now, that lets you know off the bat they're practicing that spell, the rape and pillage spell, when they take all from you, right, and create a scenario to make you feel like you're naked in, aka when whatever you was feeling protected get taken from you, right, and then instead of you having time to fend for your own, they place another scenario there to make you feel like, damn, without the thing I just had, how the hell I'm gonna fend myself against what the fuck they just presented? I gotta make this as an example. I'm not saying nothing too crazy, YouTube, but this is an example. Same way you had your job all this time, and now you gotta worry about if you're gonna have your job tomorrow because they got some mandated time reference for you to go get a fucking shot or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, this puts you into a situation where your job was normal, but now you gotta think twice now because of some new shit that they just placed there. So your job can get taken away from you, and what got placed there for you to even get your job again is the jap. So for the most part, you gotta be too sexy for that shit. But at the same time, all right, can't talk too much about that because we gotta wait till my other channel get unblocked. But at the same time, right? This is my rape and pillage. This is the same way they practice this spell, how they took over lands and shit like that. It's a bunch of spells that they put into play. And they got like a whole little building block system of an esoteric pyramid that they got as a system. You could go type in right now the Masonic stairs or some shit like that, and then you'll see a I think I posted it with the crate challenge. It looked just like the crate challenge, and they all in order on that side and this side. And you got the right brain, the people who handle the speculative side, and the people who handle the operative side. Then you got like the golden star, the Eastern Star ones, and then the other miscellaneous ones in the center down here. There's like a whole little system, but they take whatever from you, what made you secure mentally and emotionally, aka your God bodies, your mental forms, your God and goddess bodies that you're in as a god or goddess that you're inside of. They snatch that security away from you and place something there to make you feel secure as a form of protection. But then at that form of protection, you could look at it and be like, I don't necessarily think I'm supposed to be taking that form of protection. I gotta be real choosy with my words. Or I'm not supposed to be surrounding myself with that form of protection in some way, shape, or form. Then that lets you know right there, they got you in a flunked out place. And this is the only way that they can make the world get onto a new plan. By you being in desperate matters, by feeling used and abused. And once you're in a situation where you feel used and abused from being mind fucked, now you're going to necessarily feel like you need protection. Then they're going to place a form of protection there. But then that form of protection, when we look at it, we see it ain't protection at all. We see it's actually something worse. So for the most part, we have been mind fucked. And now we feel like we just naked right now. And based upon being naked, we're left to fend for our own. We got to go find our new leaves, new trees, new clothing, new secure inner levels, aka new building upon insecurities to feel secure in this external life that they got us flunked out in because of this motherfucker spell, this rape and pillage spell they got on us. They got your mind fucked. Damn. Protect yourself out there and make sure your spirit is strong. I love y'all.